welcome to the September Masterclass. Today we are going to talk about a convention and it is called inverted minor. So what is inverted minor? Well, the thing is that we switch the answers of 2 clubs and 3 clubs, and also 2 diamonds and 3 diamonds. So if partner opens a club and we bid 2 clubs, this will now be the stronger answer. And if partner opens a club and we bid 3 clubs, that's typically a bit of a weaker answer. And it's the same with diamonds. So a diamond 2 diamonds is the stronger option and a diamond 3 diamonds is the weaker one. And there are a lot of different ways of playing this. You could play 2 minor as game forcing, and you can play 3 minor as really weak, or you can play it as flexible. So for example, either 0 to 5 or 0 to 9. However, if you do play 3 clubs and 3 diamonds as 0 to 5, you need a different bid for the mixed race, so the 6 to 9. We are not going to do any of that. We are going to play 2 clubs and 2 diamonds as 10 plus. So it's an invitational hand. And we're going to play 3 minor as approximately 4 to 9 high card points and a good support. So why do we use inverted minor? Well, there are a couple of different things. One of them is for why we jump to the 3 level, and that is because we want to preempt the opponents. So if we are weak, it's a lot more likely that our opponents are strong. That's just how it is. The fewer points we have, the more likely it is that opponents have them. And it's a lot more difficult to bid over the 3 level than the 2 level. So we will jump to the 3 level so that opponents cannot really get in. Or maybe they can get in, but it's a lot more scary. And we usually have good support when we do this. We're not going to do it with a 4 card support. We're going to have at least 5. So the more support we have, the more we're fine bidding high. So if we have a lot of support for partner, we are fine being on the 3 level, and we want to preempt the opponents. And we're not expecting to go down that many because we have such a good support with partner. And the other reason is mostly why we are bidding lower with stronger hands. That's because we want more controlled bidding. So if we are strong, we want to keep it low. Because if we have at least 10 high card points and our partner has opened, well, we have more points than the opponents. And it's likely that we get to bid on our own and we can keep it controlled. The lower we are, the more we get to show. So we have time to figure out if we want to make an invite, if we're going to go to game, which game are we going to go to, or are we going to slam? Because we get to show our cards by starting lower. If we are already in 3 clubs, or maybe even higher, then it's very difficult to get a controlled sense of bidding. So let's look at some examples. Imagine that our partner opens a diamond and we have the top hand here. We have 7 high card points and we have 5 diamonds, 4 clubs, 3 spades and a heart. So we don't really want to bid no trump because we don't have anything in the majors and we have a singleton heart. So we want to support partner's diamonds, and we remember that we switch the answers. So jumping to 3 diamonds will show a weaker hand. It's about 4 to 9 high card points and at least 5 diamonds. And that is exactly what we have. So we are going to jump to 3 diamonds. Then let's look at the second hand, the lower one. Here we are a lot stronger. We have 19 high card points. And again, we imagine that partner opened a diamond. Now we want to explore slam. We have good diamond support, and we also have a singleton heart. So we really do not need much from partner for slam to make. Imagine that partner has the ace of clubs, and the queen of diamonds, and the queen of spades. we are almost already making a slam. And that's not even a full opening hand, that's an 8 count. So we have really good chances of making slam, and we want to keep the bidding as low as possible. We'll start with 2 diamonds and then we'll see what partner does. We can make sure that we bid forcing bid and then explore slam. Maybe we're also going to grand, we don't really know that yet. If partner has the exact same hand with the ace of hearts as well, we are probably making a grand. So we don't want to jump to 6 diamonds. 1 diamond, 6 diamonds, it doesn't really give us much, and it's very difficult for partner to raise. Partner doesn't know how many aces we have. Maybe there's some world where we are missing 2 aces. Maybe partner has king, queen, jack of hearts. That's not good cards for us when we have a singleton. So we have to, or we really want to keep controlled and bidding as low as possible. There is one thing that's really important, and that is the fact that we always bid our majors first. So if partner opens a minor and we have a 4 card or at least a 4 card suit in the major, we bid the major. It doesn't matter how strong we are. If we are weak or if we are strong, we start by bidding the major because we always want to find our major support before our minor support. Both because it gives a better score, but also the fact that we need fewer tricks to make a game. And if our partner does not support our major, we can go back to the minor. Just because we don't show the support straight away, it doesn't mean it's lost. So let's imagine this hand. We have a 13 count, and partner opens again a diamond. Now we want to support the diamonds, but first we're going to show our spades. Because if we show our spades first and partner does not have a 4 card spade fit for us, we can always go back to the diamonds. If we start by showing the diamonds, partner is often going to start looking for 3 no trump, because we often prefer playing 3 no over 5 diamonds. We don't really want to play no trump with this hand. So suddenly we already lost the spades. So we start by bidding a spade, and then if partner bids no trump or something else, we make a game forcing bid and we bid to 5 diamonds. So always bid the majors if we have at least 4 in one suit. That's non-negotiable, that's always how we do it. So let's look at some subsequent bids. It doesn't help us if we don't know how to continue. We have to know more than just the first response. So first we're going to look at how we bid over the jump to 3 of the minor. So if partner opens a club and we jump to 3 clubs, or if partner opens a diamond and we jump to 3 diamonds. All of this only works if we are supporting. It's not the same thing if we jump to the opposite minor. That's something you have to agree with your partner. So this is only in the suit partner opened. So let's pretend we open the club and our partner jumps to 3 clubs. If we have a balanced 11-14 hand or an unbalanced 11-15, we usually just pass, because partner has at most 9 high card points, so it is very unlikely that we're going to make a game opposite minimum hand. So with the top hand here, we have 12 high card points, and we have a very good club suit, and our partner supported us in clubs. But do we really think we're making game opposite a weak hand? We are missing a lot of aces. Actually, we're missing all of the aces from our own hand. We have quite a lot of losers in the hand, so we are not imagining to make anything more. We might even go down in 3 clubs. But the good thing is, if we're going down in 3 clubs, it's very likely that the opponents can make something else. So here we're just going to pass, we're not going to raise anything, and we're going to hope that we get to play 3 clubs. If we have a balanced 18-19 hand, remember we cannot have a balanced 15-17 because then we would open 1 no trump. But with a balanced 18-19 hand, we usually bid 3 no. It might be a little bit aggressive if partner has a super minimum with only 4 high card points, but we have to risk it. we don't have an invite bid here because we already jumped, or a partner already jumped to 3. So we just have to take a risk because usually we will be fine. Partner will have at least 5 cards of the minor we open, so even if they are really weak, we have a decent shot of making our 3-0. We can also assume that a lot of the other players are going to be there as well. With an unbalanced 16 to 18 count, we can make an invitational bid, raising the suit to the 4 level and asking partner, well, partner, do you have a minimum or do you have a maximum? If you have a minimum, you should just pass. If you have a maximum, you should raise this. And with an unbalanced, at least 19 count, sometimes we also do it with a little bit of a weaker hand with an 18 count, we usually bid game. And that is, if we have a good hand, we have at least 19. Even if partner is weak, we have a really good shot at making this because maybe we can cross-ref something or get some extra tricks somewhere. So for example, this hand here on the lower hand, we only have an 18 count, but we also have a singleton that we can give some extra points for. So here we can choose if we want to try and bid 4 clubs for the invitational bid, or if we want to try and risk it a little bit and try for the 5 clubs bid. That's up to you. It might be a little bit aggressive to bid 5 clubs because we are missing some aces here, so the opponents might cash out a lot of aces, but it could also be fine. So here you can choose a bid. And we have to remember it's unnecessary to bid our 4-card major. Here we have 4 spades. We do not have to bid 3 spades to show that because partner has already denied spades. So partner is not going to have 4 spades for us, so there's no reason to show it. We don't want to tell the opponents what suit they should lead or where we have all our points or our long suit. So we're not going to bid the 4-card major because partner has already denied it. So let's look at some other examples. Here in the top hand, we have a balanced hand and we have 18 high card points. That means we are going to bid 3-0. And we can hope that we get to cash all our tricks before the opponents establish their tricks. Of course, if they lead, for example, a red suit, and they can cash, or we have to cash our king before we establish the clubs, we might go down, but also maybe partner has some help in one of the suits for us. So we have to risk it here. And in the lower hand, again, we have an 18 count, but this hand is even better. So here it's even more likely that we're going to make a game. Imagine that partner has the ace of clubs and the jack of diamonds. We are already kind of close to making a game because we have a heart loser and a diamond loser, and hopefully we can discard a spade on the diamonds, or maybe partner only has 2 spades. So on this hand, it's also just an 18 count, but I would probably risk it. On the other hand, I would just bid 4 clubs because we have a lot more losers. It's a huge difference because here all of the points are more in sequences and they are a lot better, but of course it could still go down in 5. So it's still a little bit of a risk, but it's much more likely that we are making game. And maybe it's not so easy for partner to judge. As I said, the ace of clubs and the jack of diamonds would probably be enough for making game, but partner is maybe not going to be able to raise because that's only a 5 count, and they showed 4 to 9. But if they have king jack of hearts and the jack of spades and the ace of clubs as well, still we are missing quite a bit. We have to solve the diamonds. The king jack of hearts doesn't help as much. That's a 9 count, but it doesn't help us as much as the 5 count. It could still be enough, of course. So they would raise, but what I'm saying is it's not necessarily easy for partner to judge what is good cards and not, so maybe just take the risk and jump to 5 clubs. But it all depends a little bit on how aggressive we are. So let's try and look at some subsequent bids over the 2-level bids. So 2 clubs and 2 diamonds over the 1 club and 1 diamond opening is unlimited. It is 10 plus. That means we cannot pass it. It is forcing for at least 1 round. If you remember one of the earlier examples, we had a 19 count and we said we're going to bid 2 clubs, or 2 diamonds. So it is forcing for at least 1 round. And we really often want to try to play 3 no trump over 5 of the minor, unless we are really unbalanced, because, well, it's easier to make 9 tricks usually than making 11. And also, especially if we are playing pairs, it gives a better score. So what we are often doing is we're trying to figure out if we have stoppers in the other suits, and especially the majors, because opponents usually lead a major against no trump, especially when we have shown the minors. So with a minimum 11 to 13 count, we will either bid 3 of the minor we are supporting each other in, if we are unbalanced, or if we have really few stoppers. Or if we have a better hand, or not necessarily better, but at least a hand with more stoppers in the other suits, we will go for 2 no trump. Remember, none of these bids are forcing. Both of these can be passed, so we can only do this with a minimum hand. So both 3 clubs and 3 diamonds, so clubs over clubs and diamonds over diamonds, will show either an unbalanced hand or a hand with really few stoppers in the other suits, and just wanting to play there against a minimum. And 2 no will be typical 11 to 13, 11 to 12, depending a bit on the 13 hand, and stoppers in the other suits and balanced. And partner should pass this unless they have any extras. So this is a minimum bid. So let's look at the hand here. We open a diamond. We have a 13 count, and we have something in all the suits. We don't have any suits that are super good, but we have something everywhere. So we kind of want the no trump to be in our hand, most likely. And we can bid 2 no trump, showing 11 to 13 and something in the other suits. It doesn't have to be a full stopper in every suit. Like, look at the clubs. We have Queen Doubleton, but we have something there, something that can help. If partner has just Jack third, that can be enough for at least 1 stopper, or for 1 stopper. So we cannot have a good stopper in every suit because there's a limit to how many points we have. So here we bid 2 no trump. And again, remember, we do not have to tell partner about the spades because partner has already denied 4 plus spades. So let's look at what we're going to do. Oh, sorry, another example first. Here we have a 12 count. We have 2 small spades. We have the 10, but that doesn't really help much. So here I would rather bid 3 diamonds. If I open a diamond, partner bids 2 diamonds. I don't really want to bid 2 no without anything in spades, so I'm just going to bid 3 diamonds, showing a minimum hand and not stoppers necessarily in all the suits, or just in general an unbalanced hand. Now let's look at the stronger options. So if we have 14 plus or a good 13, we want to be in game. Partner has at least 10 high cut points and has an invitational bid, so with the maximum of the minimum range, we want to be in game. And then it's important that we remember to not bid 2 no or 3 of the minor, because that shows minimum and is not forcing. So if we have stoppers in both majors, we can jump to 3 no trump to show that we have 13, 14 and stoppers in the other suits, especially in the majors. An example of that is the top hand, where we have a 14 count and stoppers in all the suits, and also we have quite a good diamond suit, so we really want to be in game here, and we jump to 3 no. If we don't have stoppers in both majors, we can bait that stopper, because again, remember that we Don't have to show the majors to find the major fit because partner has already denied it, so we can use this for something else. So 2 major is usually showing either at least 13, 14 plus and stopper in that suit, or it's a natural bid showing an unbalanced hand and a stronger hand, so at least 15 plus. It might be weird to do both of them, but it's usually something we can figure out later. So if partner bids 2 no over a bid, we can come back with something else to show that this was actually a natural bid and I have a good hand and it's unbalanced. But if partner bids no trump and we just raise, it's usually just that we had the balanced hand with a stopper problem in the other major. And if we have no stopper in the majors, we will bid the opposite minor. So if partner has, if we open a diamond and partner bids 2 diamonds and we don't have stopper in any of the majors, we will bid 3 clubs. And as I said, we can also, with a strong hand and unbalanced, show our suits. And we can see in the bottom example here that we have 17 high card points and a good spade suit as well, so we will bid spades, and then we can come back with another bid to show that we had a good hand. So for example, if partner bids 2 no, we can now come back with 3 diamonds to say that we do actually have something. It wasn't just that I was looking for the hard stopper. But in the middle hand, well, we have a 13 count, it's quite a good one, and we have a 5 card suit. So over 1 diamond, 2 diamonds, we bid 2 spades. If partner bids 2 no, we will just raise the 3 no because we were just looking for the stopper in hearts. And if we have an 18-19 balanced, we have to do something other than just jumping to 3 no, because that will be more a 13-14 hand. So that depends a little bit how you want to do it with your partner. You can either just bid your 3 card suit and raise something, or you can jump to 4 no. Some people play that, but the usual thing is just bid one of your 3 card suits and then raise partner's bid. So if partner bids 2 no, we can jump to 4 no, which would often be quantitative and showing some extras and just asking if partner wants to be in slam or not. It's an invitational to slam. Or if partner starts bidding something else, we start Q bidding and going for slam. And we have another thing, which is a bit more difficult, and you don't have to use this. So this is just if you want to try. If partner raises our bid, so let's say we open a diamond and partner bids 2 diamonds showing good hand, invitational plus, and support, we can now jump to the 3 level. It's important that it is a jump, so 1 diamond, 2 diamond, 3 clubs is not going to be this, but 1 diamond, 2 diamonds, 3 major, and 1 club, 2 clubs, and all the suits on the 3 level, it's not clubs, it's going to be a splinter. So that means we are forcing to game and showing shortness in the suit we are jumping to, either a singleton or a void. So a diamond, 2 diamonds, 3 spades will be a singleton or a void in spades, and at least 14 plus usually. This is either because we want to find the best game or because we want to try for a slam. And if partner is going to bid no trump over our splinter, it's important that they have really good stoppers in that suit. Having just the ace is not enough. We need to have usually 2 stoppers. So ace queen third, ace jack 10, something like that. We need to have more than just the 1 stopper that we usually have when we bid no trump, because we know that partner has a short in that suit. And if partner bids a splinter bid, we have no or really few honors in that suit. That is good for slam, because we don't have anything wasted. If we have king queen of a suit, that doesn't help partner much because we already have that 1 loser. But if we have the ace, that's 1 high card point less, but it's a lot better opposite the splinter. So let's look at this hand. We open a diamond partner bids 2 diamonds and we jump to 3 hearts to show that we have a short heart and at least 14 high card points, we are forcing to game. Now, if partner doesn't have much in hearts, that would be great for us, and we wouldn't need that much for a slam. And partner would also know this, because when we have a singleton in a suit, obviously we're not going to have a lot of points wasted in that suit, so they will know that having points elsewhere is good. But as I said, this is a bit more difficult, and you don't have to add it just because you want to play inverted minors. So that was all the new things. I'm just going to do a summary. Remember that we are now switching the bids of the 2 minor and the 3 minor. So 1 minor, 2 minor is invitational plus, and 1 minor, 3 minor is the weak bid. And when we do this, we usually have at least a 5 card support. The exception is that we sometimes support the diamonds with at least 4, because partner usually has at least 4 diamonds when they open the diamond. Even if we play at least 3+, it's only with the 4 card spades, 4 card hearts, 3 diamonds and 2 clubs that we open a diamond. So usually partner has 4 diamonds and it's fine to support with only 4. But in clubs we have at least 5, and if we're jumping to the 3 level, it's always going to be at least 5. Because we really do not want to play in 4-3 fit on the 3 level. And if we have a 4 card major, we have to remember to bid that first. And over 3 minor, we only bid on if we have a good hand. So with the minimum hands, we are going to pass. But over 2 minor, we have to bid on. That's a forcing bid for at least 1 round. And if we have at least 14 high card points or 13 good ones, we are going to force to game. And jumps to the 3 level over 1 minor, 2 minor is going to be shortness in that suit and game forcing. That was all we had for today. Thank you, and I hope to see you at the boards. Before we start playing the tournaments, it is important that you all remember to actually have inverted minor in your system. It's going to be really difficult to bid if the robots are not bidding that. So let's look at how we do this. So first we go to settings, which is in the right upper corner. And then we go to bidding conventions and we click view/edit. And on the side here, we're going to choose the one that says meaning of responses to opening bids. And then we scroll all the way to the bottom and we check that inverted minor says yes. If it does, you are good to go. If it doesn't, you have to press edit and change from no to yes. This is very important for the masterclass to work, so make sure you are doing that. Okay, see you in the tournament!